Alrighty. I know we've all been sitting in class one time and maybe happened to miss breakfast or went without lunch and you're sitting there and your stomach's just growling and you're like so starving, or you hear something that goes on maybe outside of you're not there for the situation, but you're like, well, I really want to find out what happened. I want to know some more information. I want to, find out what happened. Or you hear something that sparks your interest in class, and you're like, well, I want to learn more about that subject. Like, where could I go for that? That's where I come to my quote. I've known what it is to be hungry, but I always went right to a restaurant. I think you can take that as talking about just food, or you can take that as and apply it to many things in life. Today I'd like to talk about how through that quote we can find information, like a hunger for information, also a hunger for food, but also a hunger to grow as a whole. So first off, I mean, we're pretty fortunate. We live in a country where you don't see starving children out on the street. You don't see people who kind of go without food. I mean, we have plenty of stuff abundantly to where we can just hop over to a restaurant, we can go to the supermarket, we can pick up food. I mean, we don't know true hunger like people do in third world countries. We're very fortunate to live where we live, and it's just, you go without one meal and we think we're starving, but people go days on end without stuff, and we have it pretty easy. Along those lines, I'd like to talk about hunger for information. I think that people don't, once again, there's people in third world countries, I mean, they've never picked up a book, they may not even know how to read or write, but we're able to use lots of resources. I mean, we have computers nowadays, we have telephones, you can call your friends and ask them about something. We just have a lot of things at our fingertips to where we can take in information and learn. And with those two things, we also have the opportunity to grow in all aspects. If we have the desire to kind of pursue something, if we have the hunger for knowledge or to better ourselves, I mean, we have all the tools here at hand. We can grow beyond our imagination. I mean, we can just kind of take everything together and grow into something better. And so I think that we're very fortunate, and through using our resources, we can gain more information about the world around us. We can also feed our growling stomachs, and we can also grow more than we thought we could. Thank you. Where do we put them?
You keep those. Don't put them back in the file. That's your souvenir for the day. If you guys want me to autograph them after class, it's $5.
905. They do charge it.
All right, you've got a visualization as your attention device. It seemed a little awkward trying to connect it to the topic. When you finally got to the topic, you created a thesis statement. It's a fairly broad thesis statement, but there's a good preview of what the content's going to be, so the opening works really pretty well. Organization-wise, it seems pretty good. You do indicate movement from point to point. I think some of the points you just have a single idea, and once you're done with that idea, you don't know what else to say. You don't have an example or illustration. You've only got the hypotheticals to talk about, and that kind of keeps it at a superficial level. On the presentation issues, your voice projects pretty well. I think you need you're a little low-key in your delivery, and I think you could use some energy here and there. It's not always fluid. A couple of places there's some hesitancies, not big problems, but not necessarily as polished as you might want it to be. The one place where you seem most uncomfortable, your body movements and your gestures. Your body movements, you keep looking over to the side where you've set the topic down, hoping that something's going to appear there. What I sometimes refer to, like I said, is refrigerator disease. 5 minutes ago there wasn't anything there, but if I look again, maybe it'll have appeared. And you kind of look back over at the topic, hoping for that inspiration. And it seems you seem a little locked into that a bit. And like I said, your gestures, you never really seemed as confident as you could be. Toward the end, I thought you were a little bit better on those sorts of things. The summary was okay. I think everything was pretty solid. Things that you could do better to engage the audience, but nothing that was really problematic. All right, so you're doing a good job on almost everything. Just there are a few things that you can kind of punch it up and polish it with. All right.